Hi, this is Ryan with Jacobs Trading. I'm here to talk to you guys about tumbling. So in front of me you see everything that we need to do some tumbling. We have our stone, it's Crazy Lace Agate. We have our tumbler, which is a lower tone 3-pound tumbler, that's the size of the barrel. We have a spoon to sort the grits. We have water to dump into the tumbler to cover the rocks, and we have our grit. So we have our 60-90 grit. This is your first stage, it's your coarse grit. We have your 120-220 grit. This is your second stage. Then you have your pre-polish, which is your third stage, sort of like cornstarch. And then you have your final stage, which is your polish, which is consistency of icing sugar. Really fun to get off your hands. So I'll open up the tumbler here, show you the parts, and start tumbling. So we have the nut, the washer, which is very useful because it helps us open up the tumbler. So you have your first metal lid, and then you have an inner rubber lid which seals it so it doesn't leak. So that is the inside of our tumbler, and now we can start tumbling. So we take our rocks, dump them in the tumbler, take our water. That's what our rocks look like. You want to dump into the tumbler the water just so it covers. So like that. Then we take our first stage, the 60-90 grit, and our tablespoon, and we add approximately 1 tablespoon per pound of tumbler. So for instance, for this one, we're adding 3 tablespoons of grit. And now we seal everything back up. So first lid, second lid, washer, and the nut. Tighten that down really well. Place it on the tumbler. So we're going to plug it in and we're going to run it 24/7 for 1 week. And so you guys can hear what it sounds like. It's not actually that loud. All right, we'll see you guys in a week. Hi, we're back after the first week of tumbling. We have our tumbler barrel here full of our agate. We also have a sieve to catch our rocks and a bucket to dump it into. As you can see, this is what's in the tumbler after it dries. You do not want to dump this down the drain. So get a bucket and a sieve, dump your tumbler into the sieve, and then let it dry out and just throw that out in the garbage. It's a mixture of grit and rock shards. Alright, so we're going to open this up and dump it out, and we'll see how they look after the first tumble. That was rather loud. And as you can see, the water is quite clayey. This stuff is not reusable, so once you use a grit, you cannot reuse it. And there we go. So I'm going to go clean those, and then we'll be right back. All right, so this is after the first tumble. We've washed them off. You have to make sure you wash them off really well because you don't want any of the first stage grit going into the second stage. Otherwise, you won't get the final polish that you're looking for. You also want to make sure you wash the barrel out really good. So it looks like that. Because once again, you don't want any of the first stage grit in with the second stage. We're going to throw those back into the barrel with the second stage of grit and some water and give it a shake and set it back on the tumbler. So we dump them into our tumbler. Take our second stage of grit here and our tablespoon that we washed off from last time and put in 1 tablespoon, give or take, per pound of tumbler. So once again, 3 tablespoons of grit. And as you can see, it is a much finer grit than last time. So the grit's now in there. Now we just have to cover the stones once again with water. I have my wonderful jug here for that. So you're going to look for something like that. And then we put our lids back on. 1, 2, washer, nut, tighten it all down. And we'll go throw that back on the tumbler for another week. And we'll see how they look in a week. So we're back with week 3, starting for the tumbling. You may notice there's a slight change in video quality and background. We have upgraded our video cameras. All right, so we're gonna open this guy up here. And he's been tumbling for a week. on stage 2, the 120, 220 grit, and we will see what we get. That's kind of gross. So we have our wonderful mixture of rocks, mud, and grit, and we'll pour that out there. And now we're gonna go wash those off and clean them up, and then we'll see what we got. So these have come out of our second grit, and as you can see, they're all nice and smooth, and you were starting to get a polish on them. They're no longer that milky white color. So we're gonna throw them in for another week with our pre-polish, or stage 3, and we will see how they go from there. All right, so we're gonna get these guys into our barrel here. Just dump them in, because, well, they are rocks, so they don't break easily. We then take our wonderful tablespoon here, and we do 1 tablespoon of grit per pound of tumbler. So in this case, as with all the other stages, we do 3 pretty good sized tablespoons. Then we add water to cover the stones. Oops. So you will have something sort of looking like that. Grab our lid, our other lid, the washer, and the nut. Tighten that good. Give it a quick shake to stir everything up, and then put it back on your tumbler, and we'll be back in another week. And we are now back for our final tumble. So we just finished up our pre-polish, and now we're on to our polish. So we're gonna open this guy up again. If I can get it open. It's our wonderful pre-polish mess. Dump that out. And I'm gonna go clean these up and give them a wash. All right, as you can see, these are our Crazy Lace Agate that we've been polishing. This is after stage 3, so they've most of the scratches from the previous grits have been removed. Now it's on to the final polishing stage. All right, so we take our almost fully polished stones, dump them in our bucket. We have our aluminium oxide polish here. So we're, as normal, going to dump our 3 tablespoons, 1 per each pound that you have of your tumbler, into our tumbler there. Do that back up. Now, for the polishing stage, we have these plastic pellets. What they do is they help prevent the stones from smacking each other, which will can ruin your polish. So they are reusable, but you only should use them for your polish stage. So we're just going to dump them into our tumbler here. Try to, because I have a terrible, terrible plate for this. Clean that up afterwards. Then we are going to pour our water in again until we get it just over the stones. So it looks like that. So we have our lid here, and now we're going to seal it up for another week of tumbling. Just make sure all the plastic pellets are not in the seal. Put our seal back on. Tighten everything up. Give it a quick shake. Brush off your extra plastic pellets. And we'll throw that back on the tumbler for another week. Alright, so we're back after 4 weeks of tumbling this, and we're going to open it up, and hopefully we get some good stones out of here. So let's get it open. Little foamy, but that's okay. And for this one especially, make sure you have a sieve, because you don't want to lose your plastic pellets, because they are reusable. I'm going to go give this a wash, and we will see what we get. So hopefully, after about approximately 4 weeks, your stones will go from those rough chunks that don't look like much to beautiful polished stones.
Our Crazy Lace agate here turned out to be actually really nice and came out with a really nice polish on them. You can see the lights glinting off them.
All right, so we finished up our polishing. So just to give you guys a bit of a quick recap, it takes about 4 weeks to do your polish. You want to work through all 4 stages of grit. Sometimes your rocks at the end won't come out fully polished. That's okay. All you really need to do is run them through another week of the final polish, and they should come out really nice. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments and we will respond and hopefully help you out. The branded tumbler that we used is a Loratone 3A tumbler. They last forever. The belts go eventually, but it's like 5-10 years. So they're great products. If you liked me talking about tumbling, hit the like button. If you didn't like me talking about tumbling, hit the subscribe button and listen to everybody else talk about plants or other things. Really helps us out, and we'll see you guys next week or in a while when I do another video.